Came away with a dub. My heart might not be healthy, but we came away with a dub. Appreciate y'all for tuning in. As always, man, it's your boy Pat the Designer, joined by the pettiest man in the building, Mr. P Kid, also known as Pete Casanova the Sum. We appreciate y'all for showing love.
Don't confuse people like that, dog.
Hey, listen. A win is a win is a win, but it's not the way we wanted to get the. Yeah, you go put the IG up there so they know. Hey, man, a win is a win is a win. Not the way you wanted to get a win, not the way you wanted to be celebrating Vooch and Ayo DeSumo. First off, Ayo DeSumo breaking a Bulls rookie record, but not the way you wanted to come into this one. Reacting to Vooch finally getting the scoring back going again, and Ayo DeSumo having such a big game, but at the end of the day, in the stat column, it goes down as a win. What'd you see tonight, kid? As we're waiting on Billy Donovan to get up to the podium here, what'd you see tonight that you liked? What'd you see tonight that you disliked?
Man, we keep selling these games late. We keep selling these games late game situations when we don't have DeMar on the floor. And to me, it just makes me appreciate DeMar a little bit more. Do I have to deal with the horrible shot selection at times? Well, what I would consider horrible shot selection, where it just seems like he's just out there to get his and not really as much ball movement, which some people have seen and commented on as well. Sure, maybe
Yeah,
that's the case, but in these situations where it's like it's clear, hey, a decision needs to be made. Either you're going to go and drive or you set up your teammates. And Zach seems to have a maybe it's his first game back, maybe it's comfort, stuff like that. But I'm starting to notice the trend here where it's like he's not looking to take that shot. He'll take the other shots, but he's not looking to take that shot. And it's just making me look at the game a little differently and really appreciate how they've put this team together and how they coexist. It's
yeah,
very possible that Zach is probably not the closer for the Bulls. It probably never wanted to be in those situations. I'm not gonna say never wanted to be. That's a stupid take. But you get what I'm saying. Like DeMar wants that shot.
yeah.
You can tell he wants that shot. Where it seems like Zach, for some odd reason, just has a different way of going about it. So that's the one thing I see.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, listen, it's a tough game. You came away from it with the win. Let's remember that, Bulls fans, because we have been on the other side of this thing. You saw a great day from Ayo DeSumo. You saw a great day from you. Honestly, you still saw a good day from Zach LaVine up until that last little bit of the drive there, where he starts, where he tries to, uh, do a little too much, do a little one-on-one, calling for the screen late in the play, trying to make the play. Vooch had a big game for you, 26 points, 15 rebounds. He's 4 for 7 from three. He's got his
Hmm.
24th double-double on the season, his fourth straight. Now, those have been up and down. It's good to see Vooch have a good shooting night, and I think that what we got to remember is, hey, listen, Vooch, when he starts off in the paint, does a lot for this team.
Yep.
Vooch, when he starts off trying to knock down the three, I mean, listen, I like to see it when you knock down the three, but I'd rather see you down low going to work, man, because that's where Vooch does a lot of his damage, and we needed every single point we got from Vooch, and we needed every bit of what we got from Ayo DeSumo in this game, even though he did end up fouling out. Like, to me, this game, first off, the Bulls snapped their 5-game road losing streak, but this game, to me, I'm not even taking this. You know what this game is to me? Like, a lot of people are going to call in. A lot of people are going to be upset. A lot of people are going to say, this is a bad loss, or this is a bad win because you only won by 1 and you were up by 28. And you absolutely were. I don't like how this game went down. But it's like with a shooter. Sometimes you just got to see one go in. Came down to the wire. Bulls got the win. Bulls have been struggling as of late. Sometimes you just got to see one go in that win column for you. Hit the like button if you agree. Subscribe to the page. We appreciate you guys for tuning in and rocking with us as
And then at the
always, man.
same time, you want to keep in mind that OKC is still a professional basketball team. There's players on the other end that get paid millions of dollars. And so they may not have the best record. They're a young team, but they're a scrappy team. And
And
this
kid, we
kind
gonna
of
go to
shows that.
Billy Donovan here real quick because he's talking at the podium right now. I didn't mean to cut you off, my boy.
Oh, do you think?
I thought we were gonna go to Billy Donovan. It looked like he was talking. Here we go.
Mm-hmm.
offense that put them out. We had way too many empty possessions offensively. So I'm happy we won, and I'm happy that maybe this is an experience these two guards needed to go through from a physical standpoint, that there's some opportunities for them to get better and our team to get better, like I said, with a lot of ball hailing off the floor. And it was a lot to ask of Zach, considering it was his first game back, missing so much time. And without DeMar out there, who's been another primary ball handler coming down the stretch, he's not out there. So it gets thrusted on some other guys, and it's good. It could be a really good learning experience. Hopefully, get better from it.
I did want to ask you before asking about Zach. It looked like we were about 7 or 8 minutes that you just started answering the quick plays.
So I'm sorry.
Your playbook was about 7 or 8 minutes left. What were you trying to accomplish in that? Just running different sets.
Well, they had different matchups and different things that they were doing out there, and just to try to create some matchups the way they were guarding to get the ball back to Vooch. I think Vooch made some shots. We ended up opening it up. We ran some different things from the middle of the floor that was really, really helpful. The problem was when we went back to that, after that period, when they brought back Dort and they brought back Kendrick Williams and some of those guys, that stuff got blown up because we never really got off the screen like we needed to. I don't even know if it would have been any good, but in the middle of that quarter, we were running a lot of different stuff that was getting Vooch to the middle of the floor, got him some pick and pops in it. And he obviously made some really good plays and had some great finishes and, gave us that 15-point lead. But to your point, we got to be able to close the game out better than that.
How did that look?
I thought he was bouncy today. I thought he looked really good physically. I think he was a little bit winded, made shorter stints of him. I took a couple timeouts early in the first half. I didn't have a lot to play with and didn't know how the game was going to go. I would have liked to have gotten him a little bit off earlier in the third. Looking at his minutes, I would have liked to have kept him around 32, but just talking to him, he said he felt fine and he was good. And so there was no problem playing him. But I would have liked to have gotten him off a little bit earlier in that third instead of taking him down to about the 3-minute mark. Yeah, he's fine. Like I told you, with Javonte, it was a little bit more of a harder cap. With Zach, it was, he can play into the 30s. Like I told you, I didn't want him to play 38 or 39. And I got caught playing him because I think that third quarter I had him in a little bit too long. But, what ended up happening was once we subbed, we were up 26 or 27 points. And right when we subbed there, the lead went all the way back down to 14. And you got to be able to, I'm not saying extend the lead, but you got to be able to play even basketball at that point. And it forced us to put Zach and Vooch to start the fourth quarter. And you don't want to be able to do that. You want to be able to have some level of a cushion that in that 3-minute period there, you just can't bleed points like we did. And again, for the guys that were coming off the bench, a lot of them are new. A lot of them are in different roles. They're in different experiences. We're pretty banged up with injuries, and guys are out there doing what they can do to help. But it's all new for them as well too.
Ayo made his first 9 shots tonight. 2-part question. You left him in the starting lineup and tweaking the rest of the rotation. Why did you do that? What's working for him playing so efficient?
Well, I think first of all, I think he's very, very has a lot of pride. And he works really hard, and I think he was disappointed with the way he played in Orlando, and I think he wanted to come back and play better. And I give him credit for the way he responded tonight, and the way he played. He was a two-way player tonight. He was really good offensively, and he was good defensively. I just felt like if we were going to take Zach off, at 4 or 5 minutes in that first quarter, Vooch generally comes off with about 3 minutes left in the quarter. I just wanted Kobe out there just for some shooting, some playmaking, some driving, some creativity. Whereas I knew maybe Ayo, Vooch, and obviously getting a last minute that DeMar wasn't going to be here. I think Ayo can be the guy that can kind of get us into offense. But, it's just like the situation for Ayo tonight. If he does happen to be out there late, with Alex and Lonzo being out, and DeMar's on the court and Zach's on the court, like if Lou Dort is all over DeMar, like he may have to be in that situation to help bring the ball up and facilitate offense. So I thought he responded really well considering the way we all played and, coached yesterday. I thought it was a better game for us today.
It's been a few games for him now, orchestrating the offense a little bit more. What do you think of what he's doing?
He was really good today. I think one of the things that he was, I think him watching film, maybe he realized a little bit more is you have to have a really, really good act as a point guard. And what I mean by that, when you look at really good quarterbacks, it's fake handoff, play action. They can really, you got to do the same thing as a point guard. If you're going over here, you can't just look and go over there. Like you got to set it up. And I thought his setups were really good, which enabled him to get to spots and get downhill and, generate some good looks for himself. And I actually thought he could have had a much, much bigger night offensively, because I thought in that second half he got some really good corner threes that just didn't happen to go down. But overall, I think he really responded and competed. And Shea's a hard guy to guard, and I thought he did a nice job on him.
Thank you, Coach.
Thank you.
Ayo's right here, you guys.
That was Coach Billy Donovan saying some interesting things. A lot of confidence in the rookie. A lot of confidence in the rookie. I like to see that. Appreciate y'all for tuning in and rocking with us as always, man. Like I said, hit that like button, subscribe to the page as we break down what we see. Kid, what'd you hear there? What'd you hear there when he was talking about the young man Ayo Dosunmu? Hey, listen, hold on. Before you do that, poor job of reporting, not asking at all about the fact that they blew a 28-point lead.
Yes.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? Like I'm
Yes.
very
poor job.
I'm confused at this point. You know what I'm saying? Like, you want to get all over him for not putting in a big man in a bad situation, but when he don't have no big man, but nobody asked about blowing a 28-point lead. Like, might be something you want to know.
I think it's one of those things where maybe, and this is just being devil's advocate and trying to, have respect for potential colleagues or whatever. We don't know where this takes us, right? But I think this was one of those games where we know we'd beat OKC. We know we'd beat OKC. Full strength, it. So it's like at this point, what did you see? What were you thinking? What were you trying to manage? I can see that potentially, right? But that's not neither here nor there. What did I hear? What I just hear is Billy Donovan really give praise to Ayo. Obviously, he had a historic, moment breaking the record before he had his, couple misses. But Ayo's been playing pretty efficient this entire season when given the opportunity. And the one thing I always liked about Billy is he'll give his young players opportunity if he sees progression.
Absolutely.
And we've seen that with Ayo, and we've seen it happen at record pace. We didn't think we knew Ayo was going to be a guy that could have impact. We didn't think it'd be this soon. And good Lord, is he may have an impact right now. And so now we saw it in defense. We saw it in scrappiness and stuff like that. It was like, cool, we got somebody who can do that. We absolutely have someone who can bring the ball down, get you a couple buckets, efficient from three. Like, we're getting a lot more. Like, this is absolutely the steal in the draft for where we took him. And just throwing this out there again, not going to spend all day talking about it, not going to have one of those shows, but you heard it from Billy D himself, right? You saw how he's going to be using them and things of that nature. Generally speaking, when you already have a coach who's going to ride with a player like that, you start to see a couple of things. You start to see another player's minutes start to kind of decline. Usage rate in certain situations, start to decline and stuff like that. And then you also absolutely see the difference in this game as to the poise between the two players that we always talk about.
Yeah.
Doesn't mean that it's bad. It means that, hey, if AK is going to be moving away or moving on, you're clearly seeing the ascendance of one player and potentially another player just absolutely looking at another role somewhere else, if that's what we're seeing. Because I always ask people this: if Vooch goes down, who is DeMar's Zach? Who is Zach's DeMar for Vooch?
You don't have one.
Who's the next guy up if Vooch goes down?
Tony Bradley.
Where do we see him at? Tony Bradley barely gets tick.
Yeah.
Right, so keep it a buck with yourself. We ain't gonna spend all day talking about it. We're gonna talk about this game here moving forward.
The only thing is, I think the situation has changed drastically. You know what I'm saying? Like, now it's like, at this point, if Ayo goes down or if Kobe goes down, you don't have another option. Like, Javonte Green has to start playing point guard.
Now.
You know what I'm saying? It's much thinner now. So I think that's gonna play a lot into how the Bulls are gonna move at the trade deadline. But Billy Donovan absolutely giving Ayo the vote of confidence. And what else is he supposed to do? You know what I'm saying? What else is he supposed to say? Ayo Dosunmu, he broke Orlando Woodridge's record. That's a record that y'all got to understand. That's a record that has been standing since before Jordan.
I didn't know how long it stood. That's a good one.
You know what I'm saying? Like that is a record that, hey, there's a record on the Bulls that Michael Jordan did not break. and Ayo Dosunmu has just broken that record. So
is it wild to say Jordan would have never broken that record?
Nah, it's not. A little bit. I can see Jordan going 9 for 9 in a game to start off as a rookie.
I can't. That what Jordan gave. Jordan was out there to get buckets. I'm out there to
Yeah, but
get
I'm
these
saying,
buckets, boy.
9. You can't see Jordan making 9 layups in a row.
Nah,
Oh, come on, dog.
not in 84. Not in 84. I'm not saying he can't. I'm just saying like it wouldn't
I
have
could
happened like
see.
that.
I
I'm not
could
gonna
see.
let you
Hey,
moonwalk
look.
for
Hey,
eight,
look. Hey, look.
9
Hey, look.
layups.
Hey, listen. Hey, listen. Well, history says he didn't. So, history says he didn't. Congratulations, by the way, to Ayo Dosunmu breaking Orlando Woodridge's record as a most consecutive buckets by a rookie in his first season. So that was dope to see. I don't know why I said a rookie and in his first season, like you could be a rookie in your second season. Well, Blake Griffin. But let's go out to the phones, man. We appreciate you guys for tuning in and rocking with us. Let's go out to the 773. Appreciate the call in. What's going on, my boy? How you feeling?
I'm feeling pretty a little iffy. I mean, I'm happy we got the win, but at the same time, a 28 point lead, man, that shit ain't gonna fly. Like I said before, hey man, this game really showed how much we need DeMar DeRozan in the fourth quarter because we definitely struggled to get a basket, and I'm actually happy for Ayo Dosunmu, and I'm actually happy that Nikola Vucevic is now starting to go into the hole more instead of just starting out shooting these threes. I think it's more of a coaching thing. I think it's more of a coaching thing when you think about it because I think the way Billy Donovan's offense is set up, he wants Vucevic to be shooting the three more because I guarantee you if it was Vucevic's way, he'll probably be down in the post a lot more. And another thing, what we talked about previously. Now, look, I know this is just this man's first season.
Yeah.
But you can tell that the team and Billy Donovan trusts Ayo Dosunmu to run the offense a little bit more than Lonzo Ball. If you think about it, the ball was mostly in his hands more, and he was actually the one feeding Zach a lot of times of the game compared to Lonzo, where Zach LaVine and DeMar DeRozan are usually playing hero ball, trying to set up the offense. And another thing, if he plays like this in his second year, if he consistently like this in his second year, you're gonna have to come to that realization of who is our point guard of the future. If that is, now I'm saying if that is the case, because I doubt that if he plays like this consistently next year, a team is gonna offer him some big money, and then too, second round draft picks are different from first round draft picks contracts. So I mean, a team is really gonna want to offer him some money, and then that's actually a good problem to have if you're the Bulls. But if this continues up into next year, you're gonna have to make a decision on whether you want him or Lonzo Ball to be that future point guard. I'm just saying if it happens.
No, appreciate the call. Hey, that day might come. If that does come, I'll tell you this, Shay, it's a good problem to have. It's a good problem to have. Appreciate you for calling in, Shay. Stay safe out there, my boy.
Good stuff, bro.
It's a good problem to have. If you have to get to the point where you're deciding whether you want to see Lonzo on the court or Ayo on the court, and maybe Lonzo, if you're winning, is willing to take that bench role. Maybe he is, maybe he's not. I don't know. Maybe you can find a way where they can coexist together. I don't know. But if you get to that point where you're like, man, this point guard's really freaking good, and this point guard's really freaking good, that's a really freaking good problem to have.
Yeah, you know what? I think, and not to, add anything else to it or detract from what he mentioned, it was a really good call. We have to consider the fact that, hey, Ayo is not just shaping up to be a point guard. He's a combo guard. He is scoring. He can shoot. He can create his own shot. He has a lot of things that, again, saying we can beat this horse until it's blue at this point. It's absolutely a steal because we
it's the
don't
steal of
have
the
too many
draft for
second
sure.
rounders who are doing that. We don't have too many second rounders who can create their own shot, run the offense, play with confidence. The confidence he plays with is infectious. Like all of that stuff right there It absolutely could be a situation where they can coexist and it'd be an absolute great thing. This is one of those things where Manu Ginobili came off the bench and was still regarded as one of the best players on the Spurs.
Yeah.
So that could absolutely be a situation that Ayo finds himself in with the Bulls as we shape it up and get better. So,
and honestly, maybe Ayo's cool with just being like, "Nah, I'm gonna bide my time." Y'all gotta understand, this is a different situation for Ayo Dosunmu. This is not Ayo Dosunmu playing for the Cleveland Cavaliers or Ayo Dosunmu playing for the Toronto Raptors. This is Ayo Dosunmu playing for the Chicago Bulls, a team that he grew up cheering for, a team that he grew up wanting to play for, a team that he got drafted by in his hometown. Like, that is a very, very different situation. Ayo might legitimately be like, "Hey, listen, I'll let Lonzo have his run. I'll have my day. We'll see what happens at contract time." Blah, you know what I'm saying? Like that's a very real possibility. Let's keep it going to
and
the
he's
phones, man.
6'4".
Yeah,
He's not short. He's 6'4".
I'm not sure, but he ain't Zoe either.
Zoe is 6'5", 6'6".
Zoe a big dude. Zoe 6'7".
Is he really?
Zoe's a big dude, bro.
When I was at the game, I got a video of it. They don't look that like I know I've said this before. It doesn't look like a big difference between the two. The biggest difference was from Zoe to Vooch, from Vooch to Marco. That was the biggest jump. Everyone else kind of looked in the same pack, like they were around the same height.
Let me fact check myself on this. Zoe is 6'6".
Yeah,
that's a big dude.
He's tall.
That's a big dude.
He's tall. He's not physically imposing by any means, but like he's a tall guy. He's a tall guy. Like he would be somebody that walked up on me. I had to look up a little bit. I give him that. He's a tall guy.
Hey kid. You 5'11", dog. You have to look up at least 8 inches.
Hey, listen. Pause for saying it like that because that's just weird. That's weird.
You take that however you want it, dog.
Like, it's a clear difference. There, you ain't got to be specific about it. Like you just want to say 8 inches. Like that's wow, dog. I'm shutting up there.
Hey, let's keep it going to the phones, man. We heading out
wild boy.
Heading out to Cali. We got Marcus Couch on the phone. Marcus, what's good?
What's up, bro?
What's up, my dogs?
How you
guys
feeling,
doing?
man? How you feeling?
Good, bro. Good. How are you?
Good, man. It's okay. So let's talk about this record here that he breaks, Orlando Woolridge's record. I'm even surprised that back in Orlando's day, the D would even let you get 9 off in a row without taking your head off.
Yeah, for real. For real. Hey, listen. Hey, what did Vernon Maxwell say to Jordan? The way he's scoring on me is disrespectful. Now imagine that times 30.
Man.
Yeah. Now, listen, man, I know this for a fact about Ayo. He hangs out with 2 guys specifically around the team.
Yep.
Maurice Cheeks and DeMar.
Yep.
Okay. He's trying to look, man. They always say surround yourself with people that are, equal or better than you, right? So that's exactly what he's doing. He's elevating his mind, which is helping his game.
Yeah.
I don't know how many second round guys get to do that. I just don't.
No, and Alex Caruso said when he walked in the building, he said the first person that was there asking me what it feels like to win a championship was Ayo Dosunmu.
Yeah,
which is a little concerning, but also like that's dope. This rookie wants to win.
Yeah, and hey, man, there's a guy in Germany I got my eye on. He's a center. He's averaging a double-double, 29 minutes a game. It's Cristiano Felicio.
Oh God! All right, Marcus. Hey,
He's
Marcus.
banking. He's banking.
Hey, Marcus.
I'm just teasing. I'm teasing, but it's straight up funny.
Hey, wait. Is he really?
Yeah.
He's really
he's averaging 13 points, 11 rebounds in the German league.
Hey, shout out to Chris. Get your money, my boy.
Yeah, which I mean, maybe we should go to Germany if that's the game.
Hey, no, relax.
I'm all for it, Marcus. I'm all for it. Bring back the chin strap.
Hey, man, I just want to say you guys are doing a great job in the morning show. I don't get a chance to listen to it live, obviously, because it's a little too early for me. But I do listen throughout the day, and it's pretty great, man. You guys are doing a good job.
Hey, I appreciate that support, Marcus. Appreciate you for tuning in as always, man. Stay safe out there, man. We love when you call in, my guy.
All right, man. Take care, boys.
Easy.
No, great call by Marcus Couchman. That's crazy. Felicio's getting busy out there. The Felicio.
Last game he played, he dropped 8 points. He was 4 or 5 from shooting. They don't really show the minutes, but I mean, he's being real efficient.
Hey, I'm glad he's out of here. So glad he's out of here. Let's keep it going to the phones, man. Appreciate y'all for tuning in. If y'all haven't done so, we got 108 in here, man. Hit that like button, subscribe to the page. Appreciate y'all for showing love, man. Let's go out to the 219 as we break down some more of this Bulls game. What's going on?
What's up, Pat? What's up, PK? Hope y'all doing well tonight.
Man, how you feeling,
Oh, man,
boy?
what's good? Hope you're doing the same, brother.
Well, I'm good. We got a W, so that's always a good thing. And in my Dominique Toretto voice, it don't matter if you win by an inch or a mile. A win is a win. So we got to be happy about that.
Yeah.
But yeah, blowing the 28-point lead ain't nice. That's not fun at all. I did not enjoy that. It's one thing for them to make a run and get it down to 15, but to climb all the way back to where we only win by one, that we definitely could have used the March night, used the closer and everything, especially with Zach not having his shot going the way it normally is.
Yeah.
But and then it kind of seemed like at times like Boots was getting busy in the paint and they kind of stepped away from it. And when I was looking at the game, it was like part of it was them not being comfortable throwing it into the paint to him because they could see that double team coming. You know what I'm saying? Like they'll be coming like, okay, we're trying to get it to Boots, but every time they looked to throw it, somebody was coming off their man to come double team Boots to get out of his hands. So I think that's something we got to work on better because he was getting busy in that paint.
Absolutely.
Yeah, Kobe didn't shoot well tonight. I'm looking for him to get out of his slump. But last thing I want to say, man, Ayo's the truth, man. Like, looking at when he first got drafted and coming into the season, I really thought that he was going to be like Marco. He was going to get a lot of G League time and everything, somebody they were going to develop slowly. And he came in and went full throttle and said, no, I deserve to be playing minutes in the NBA.
Yeah.
And I'm going to take advantage of it as much as I can. And at first it was just like, oh, well, his defense is really good. That's why he's getting minutes. Now he's starting to see it on both ends. Not only is he giving you great defense, now he's confident in his shot. He's like, okay, I can make mid-ranges. I can, go up, lay the ball up. I can shoot from three. And his playmaking has been phenomenal these last couple of games. Like, outside the last game we played, but we ain't talking about that. Okay, we just don't throw that out the window. But the games before that, his playmaking was really phenomenal and everything. So I'm thoroughly impressed with Ayo. He has to be at least second team rookie, if not first team rookie this season, and it's going to be interesting to see what they do with him in the next couple of years. So that's all I want to say about the games.
Hey, appreciate you for calling in, man. Appreciate you for calling in. And listen,
stuff, man.
He's gonna have a ton of time. Like y'all gotta understand, Lonzo, he is your starting point guard moving forward now. He's giving you consistency at the position minus last game where everybody played horribly. He's giving you consistent scoring. He's giving you consistent facilitating. He's giving you consistent defense and been one of the better defenders on this team. He's earned that starting point guard spot. Y'all got to understand, you're going to see a lot of him for the next 6 to 8 weeks. When we talk about rookie of the year conversation, Ayo Dosunmu could absolutely move into that. If he keeps playing like he played tonight, Ayo Dosunmu could absolutely move into that. And it's because it's the interesting thing for me is, right, the worst thing that ever happened to the NBA is one and done. Because it absolutely diminished the talent that's coming into the league. I understand why players do it. I agree with why players do it. If you're not going to pay me, guess what? I'm going to go get this bag. I agree with that 110%. But there's no doubt that it has watered down the game and made the game worse. Yes, you get your Ja Morants. Yes, you get your amazing players the rookie year. But then you've got a bunch of dudes that you're sitting around looking at saying, is he going to develop into this? Guess what happens when you stay 3 years in college? That dude comes into the NBA and he can play. The Bulls have had a bunch of those. Luol Deng, Taj Gibson. You can keep going down the list. When we see those dudes that have been in college longer, guess what? They know how to play basketball. They know how a system works. They know how to sit there and go through what the coach is telling them to do. They know how to watch film. They know how to watch tape. They know how to do, you know what I'm saying? Like, you see that so much. And I say this to this day. If Austin Rivers had stayed in college,
He'd be a better
Austin
player.
Rivers would be a great player in today's NBA.
He'd be a better player.
He would
Austin
be,
Rivers,
and he's already he's a really good player right now. I think he would be an even better player than he is right now, just staying that extra year of college.
Mm-hmm.
I've always believed that.
I think the one thing the college experience gives you too, we're talking about boys.
Yeah.
But that extra 3 years, that maturity that comes with that, how to ask the right questions, how to really hone in and focus on the right things, all of that discipline that comes there, that you can get there if you utilize it, you can't replace that. Because in the league, that's like the next level of freedom. Realistically, you got your contract, you're expected to do certain things, but now you got this money behind it, and now you this 19-year-old kid with a couple $100,000 behind his name, and you ain't never seen that before. And now you had drafted and stuff like that. So, like, to do the right things with it, to actually develop and hone in, like you said, that you mentioned it before. You're basically just talking about the fundamentals. You get the fundamentals on a whole different level, and absolutely is taking advantage of it. And so, here's the one thing I want to say though. This is where the whole Grayson Allen thing kind of helps him, and I hate to put it that way, but this is a next man up type situation, right? Well, he's our next man up.
He was next man up.
Yeah, but he wasn't getting as many minutes as he's going to be getting now. Like, he was averaging 25 minutes. He may be averaging 30 minutes from here on out.
Yeah.
And that's cool. That's cool. Taking advantage of it, it's going to be really hard to see him do what he does and say we have to move on from him versus anyone else to make any type of moves. It's just hard.
It's a young man. This is the thing, right? When you stay in college longer like that, you know what you're good at.
You know yourself.
So when you come to the NBA, you know what you have to develop more to continue being good at it. You know what your game is. Ayo Dosunmu came into this league knowing what his game is. That's why he's playing this way. Ayo Dosunmu knew, hey, listen, I can shoot. I'm not a great three-point shooter. It's something I can work on, but I know I can play defense, and I know I can handle this rock.
Facts.
You know what I'm saying? Like, when you have that experience, like the one and done players, they're 19, 20. Patrick Williams can't drink yet. We're making a grandstand predictions on a kid's whole career, and he don't know what his career finna be. You know what I'm saying? He is 20 years old. He has no idea what his career is gonna be.
With the resurgence of him, though, do you think that whole, like, from what we're seeing, the help that we're getting from our guys, do you think that trade conversation with Pat Will kind of picks up? Like, if there's any truth to it, which I don't understand if there's any truth to it.
I think if AK was going to move off of P. Will, he would have been the first person to move off of. AK don't seem like the kind of dude that hold on to people for sentimental reasons. He came through here and literally was cutting people off by the knees as he was walking through the door. He walked in and was like, Jim Boylan, let me get the ACLs off of you. You know what I'm saying? Like take the time clock with you. Like, AK don't seem like the type of dude. Like, I feel like if AK really wanted Jeremy Grant would be Jeremy Grant. That's the right one, right?
No, it's Jeremy Grant. You're right.
Yeah, Jeremy. If AK really wanted Jeremy Grant will be on this team. You know what I'm saying? Like if he really wanted Jeremy Grant and thought Jeremy Grant was, and P. Will was the piece, and he didn't believe in P. Will, Jeremy Grant will be on this team. I don't think that AK is holding on to pieces for sentimental reasons. I think AK believes in development. I can tell that with Denver, because how long did it take Jamal Murray to become that? But I absolutely think that if he was going to move off of these pieces, they would be gone already. Because he sees what's happening. He sees them dropping. I'm sure, he's not overreacting to it, but he sees how the Bulls are fighting through here. You know what I'm saying? Like, so to me, like, we've seen him make moves. We saw him when Wendell Carter Jr. was struggling, which, I know everybody's high on Wendell because he's had good games against us, but he's still the same player that he was when he was here, and everybody in this chat was killing him. He's no different down there.
I will say this, though. What's the other dude? He went to Washington. He actually got better, though.
Who, Kuzma? Oh, Daniel
Gafford.
Daniel Gafford's what? See, this is the thing too, right? Like I wasn't mad at giving up Daniel Gafford. I wasn't mad at giving up Bobby Portis because after we gave up Bobby Portis, we got Daniel Gafford. After we gave up Daniel Gafford, we started drafting guards. But I guarantee you, we can find another Daniel Gafford. There will always be that's the one where it's like, don't overvalue your role players. There will always be another Daniel Gafford in the NBA. You will always find another guy like that is the heart hustling muscle dude that's just trying to stay in the league, be big, and do what he can defensively. Catch some oops. I guarantee you we go into the draft this year probably looking for that dude. Like,
the interesting thing is, though, I can see we just talked about him. Wendell being an Andre Drummond type player. Like a prime Andre Drummond. I can see him doing it.
Nah.
He's already 13-10.
That's a long way from Andre Drummond.
Andre Drummond average 17 and 14.
Hey, Detroit Andre Drummond had a couple. Didn't he have a couple like 19-19 seasons though?
Nah, I'm looking at it. He never had a 19-19 season. He's just been so consistent at rebounding in double digits that he's amongst the all-time greats.
That fuck is wild.
He's been 17-15 most of his career.
Yeah. The thing with Wendell is like Wendell will never be a bad player. He's just not what you should have picked at 7. Just like Lowry plays well enough to always be in the NBA. You shouldn't have picked him at 7. Kobe White is a good bench piece. You shouldn't have picked him at 7. You know what I'm saying? Like two things can be true.
Kobe shouldn't have been picked at his position. I'm still on the train that P. Will is not worth a fourth pick in the draft. He's just not.
We'll see. You know what I'm saying?
Nah,
we'll see.
Dog. There's nothing you can say that. Here's the thing: 4th pick in the draft, I ain't doing. We'll see. 4th pick in the draft, guess what? All the people before him, we ain't doing. We'll see. You're not. You don't. We'll see with the people that got picked before him. And you ain't doing a we'll see with a couple people picked behind them. Like you just don't. You don't will see with a top 10 pick.
Hey, look, we definitely had to will see with most of the people picked behind them. No.
Nah.
Yeah, it's still will see on Obi Toppin.
Obi Toppin given a minutes is actually a lot better. He's just in New York.
We'll see.
He's in New York with too many people that do the same thing, and Julius Randle, who New York trying to get rid of Julius Randle off or something. Like, what the heck is that? like,
hey, let's keep going to the phones, man. We got a few callers on here. Let's clear out these last few callers, and then we go get up out of here. We go get up out of here a little bit early tonight. We appreciate y'all for tuning in and rocking with us, man. Hit that like button, subscribe to the page. Let's go to the phones. Heading out to the 440. Yo, what's good?
Hey, man, what's going on?
How you feeling?
What's going on?
I'm pretty good. I'm pretty excited about the win, but 28-point blown lead's pretty bad.
Yeah, absolutely.
But Ayo Dosunmu is a stud. He is definitely the steal of the draft. There's no doubt about that. I mean, I hate to say it, but Lonzo and Caruso going out is kind of a blessing in disguise for Ayo because, I mean, this kid's showing us what he can do. And this kid is just a freaking stud. I mean, his defensive presence is it's crazy. And when we get Lonzo and Caruso back, around playoff time, that 6 to 8 week timeline,
yeah,
you kind of wonder what's going to happen with Kobe White because, that's kind of we're kind of deep at point guard when we have those guys healthy, Lonzo, Caruso, and then you got Ayo. So it's like, where does Kobe White come in the mix there? Because, I mean, I know he's going through a little bit of a shooting slump right now, and he hasn't been shooting the ball pretty well, but you just kind of wonder if you want to trade him. I mean, you obviously can't do that now because we're so slim right now because of all the injuries, but Yeah, you just wonder what we're gonna do with Kobe White.
No, yeah, it's definitely a question mark. When this team is fully healthy, like you said, right now, it's not.
Because Kobe White's going to lose minutes. I mean, he's going to lose minutes for sure because now that everybody knows what Ayo Dosunmu can do, I mean, when Lonzo and Caruso are back, it's like what? Because Kobe White's obviously, like you guys said, he's a bench scorer. That's what he's best at, but he hasn't been shooting the ball really well.
Yeah. It's you know what? When Kobe's on, it's great. These last couple of games, he hasn't shot the ball very well, and we zero in on Kobe. But these last couple of games, the Chicago Bulls have not shot the ball very well. We were 8 for 46 from the 3-point
No,
line.
I mean, our 3-point percentage has been just complete garbage.
Yeah. So I can't just look at Kobe and be like, hey, buddy, you suck. Like, we sucked as a collective. The Chicago Bulls as a whole suck. You know, Vooch shot 9 for 14, or 4 for 19 the other way. 9 would have been great. 4 for 19 the other day. So, you know what I'm saying? Like, I look at Kobe White as it's going to be interesting to see what the Bulls do with him because, like you said, when it gets to the playoffs, are you going to need him or are you not? But right now, you need him.
Because because I feel like right now, we're probably going to end up keeping him right now, obviously, just because of all the injuries. And it's just, I don't know, man. He's probably going to be here for the rest of the season, obviously. But once the playoffs come and Zoe and Caruso get back, those guys, you know, they're so good at defense. Now that Ayo Dosunmu is just popping off, I mean, Kobe White's going to be losing minutes.
Yeah, man. If Ayo keeps this up, he's absolutely poised to take that second guard off of the bench spot, man. Appreciate you for calling in, man. Appreciate you for showing love, man. Don't be a stranger, man. Call in again.
Yeah, no problem. Thanks, man.
Stay safe out there.
Appreciate the call, my dude. Hey, listen, your boy P Kid has to bid you adieu.
All right, my boy. I'm gonna clean up a couple more of these calls and then I'm gonna hop off here myself. But appreciate you for tuning in, man.
Always. Why do you thank me as if this is not what we do?
Hey, man. Yeah.
Am I not going to have to be on here in the morning with you?
Then get out of here, Cotton. Get out of here. We don't need you. We treat you
I'll
like
let y'all later, man.
Is that what it is? Like, all right, dog. We're going to keep it going here, man. We got Marv out in Dallas, man. Marv, what's going on, brother?
Hey, what's going on, Pat? I was gonna say what up to P Kid, but I think he didn't.
I heard Marv on the line. I had to hop back on, dog.
You showed up, Marv. Kid had to come back because you showed up.
Yeah, man. I just wanted to say a couple things. I know you want to get out of here early. Listen up, guys. Let me say this to all the fans. We didn't blow a 28 point. We didn't blow a 28-point lead. We blew a 27, and we won by 1. Don't ever forget that. And another thing. You rather take this 1-point win after blowing a 27-point lead, or the 1-point loss to the Knicks when we came back from 11? I would rather have this. I think I would. That's all I'm gonna say. Also, I just want to point out something. If you guys get a chance, take a look at the schedules of the Nets and Milwaukee coming up in the next 16 games. They both finna go on the West Coast swing. Yeah. Remember this, guys. Miami and Chicago are the only two teams and Cleveland that's important right now. That's already did their West Coast trip. Brooklyn is without Durant and finna hit this West Coast, and Milwaukee has a hell of a schedule coming up.
Yeah.
The Bulls won tonight. None of the big boys played. We picked up a half game. We got a half game out of first, guys. And we got a not easy schedule. Like I said last night, we should win the games, but we have to win them. Nobody's gonna lay down for nobody, guys.
Yeah.
Everyone, if these guys think Oklahoma is weak, please. They beat a lot of good teams this year, and they was at home. And the Bulls were in the back end of a back-to-back. We got tired at the middle of the third, and we kind of lost our lead. Also, one more thing, Pat, before I hang up.
Go ahead.
You guys remember when Tyler Cook went out of the game today?
Yeah.
That's when they went on the run. You remember yesterday when I called in, I told you about the shock effect of injuries for this team, Billy Donovan not being able to make the adjustments. That changes the whole game. Zach went out one play, then Tyler goes out the next. Tyler never came back, so we ain't heard nothing back from that yet either, guys. But I just want to say, fans, you guys get a chance, check your schedules. Check Brooklyn's schedule coming up. Check Milwaukee's schedule coming up, and look at Miami, because I was gonna say that to your other guy who was on the show. Miami has the easiest schedule. That's who everybody needs to be worried about.
Yeah,
those guys are for real. Hey man, I love to call in. I ain't gonna hold you. I know you want to get out of there, man. Good show.
Hey, shout out to you, Marv.
Good call,
Appreciate
Marv.
you
Good
calling in
call.
as always, man. Marv with another great call. Marv always coming through with a great call, man.
Hey, Marv come through with the gems. The only thing about that Brooklyn gym I have to give him a little pushback on. It's not even some pushback. Realistically, it's just something to add to it. Because they're on a West Coast trip, that means there's a lot of away games, which means Kyrie Irving is playing.
Yeah.
And Kyrie Irving is averaging about 30 points a game since he's been back playing the last 4
I
games.
say this though, still in losing efforts though. Couple
They
wins.
won their last. They won. They've been back and forth.
Back and forth, up and down, but it's been you see that like Kyrie and James Harden is not a championship squad. it's like yeah, you need KD for this to work.
Beat the Nets. They are the Nets. Beat the Spurs. Beat the Wizards. Lost to the Cavs. Beat the Pelicans. Lost to the Thunder. That was the last game that KD played, and now we'll see. Like for one, I'm a huge Kyrie fan. I think he's one of the best people in the league, best players in the league, period.
Yeah.
This ultimately falls down to what version of James Harden you get. If you get a good version of James Harden, this is not even close. Them two right there it's not even close. So
Facts.
you get a James Harden that gives you 20 points. Not 30, he gives you 20 points. I got the Nets beating the Lakers, Nuggets, Warriors, Suns, Kings, Jazz. I got them beating all of them.
Hey, we gonna see. Hey, look, we gonna see. Because to me, I've seen James put up 20 with 7 turnovers. And that's absolutely the reason they didn't lost them games. You know what I'm saying? Hey, look, that Thunder game, James Harden wasn't no factor in that.
But Marv putting us on game, checking out that Miami schedule, he's actually on point about that. And looking at that,
to be chesty.
And on top of that, again, look to see what Philly does before the trade deadline. I know they said we saw that they might not move off Ben Simmons, but we got so many reports from credible people who actually said that the game plan was always to move off from by the trade deadline. Joel Embiid just needs one other guy.
Who tweeted that today? Well, the credible people we were listening to also tweeted that out today. That was Shams that dropped that article.
It's interesting. It's so much misdirection.
Man, I don't know what the Ben Simmons story is. I feel like the Ben Simmons story is at the same time as it's the AB story. It's just the basketball
It's almost
version.
worse than the AB story because it's lasting longer. At least AB know he want to go to play with Lamar Jackson. Ben Simmons don't know where he want to go. Good Lord. All right, y'all. I got to roll. I'll let y'all
want to play. All right, kid. Hey, we're going to go out to Robert Schwartz. We're going to finish this thing out, man. Appreciate you guys for showing so much love to the channel as always, man. Hit that like button. Robert, what's going on?
Nothing. How you guys doing?
Hey, how you feeling, man? How you feeling?
I'm feeling all right. I was just a little bit mad about the Milwaukee and Bulls game. I didn't like what they did at Caruso.
Yeah.
I think that guy should have got suspended a little bit more.
Amari Stoudemire would agree with you.
I agree with him. We go way back in the 90s, Jordan era. That was okay, but now it's a different era. The thing that gets me is he was sitting there on the sideline with Giannis and smirking about it. That's what irritates me.
Yeah.
You don't do that. You could have ended this guy's career.
Absolutely.
And yeah, we got to win today. That's good. I'm not hitting that panic button right now because we got players that are getting all geared up for the playoffs. So, third place is fine. I'm not worried about it because we can jump from third all the way back up to first, just like that other caller said. And the trade deadline, I'm not worried about. I would buy a contract out to bring a big in to help Vucevic because everybody's sitting there, bashing him. He's only one man. It's a whole team.
Yeah.
You got to get help him.
No, I agree with you. I think Vooch needs the help down low. I think the Bulls gotta find a way to get that help. I think we are gonna be in the buyout market now because the trades you would have made would have been for Kobe White. Probably is attached to a lot of those, and because of that,
That's what
you're not
that's what I was
gonna
saying.
move them now
You
because
keep Kobe.
you're missing so many people.
Yeah, you keep Kobe White because Kobe White come off that bench and he could give you, 18 points maybe if he's not shooting cold. If he's shooting hot, he's on it.
Right.
But the rookie Ayo he's a stud. My son plays fantasy football or fantasy basketball, and he went and just got him.
Oh yeah.
Off the
okay.
Waiver wire.
That's a good pickup for him. That's definitely a good pickup for him. Hey, appreciate you for calling in as always, Robert, man. Love when you call in, man. Love when you support the show, man. See Red Nation out here, all right, man?
Oh, yeah.
All right,
bear down.
Bear down, man. Stay safe out there. Peace. Man, listen, great calls today. Appreciate you guys for showing so much love to the show. Bulls do come away with the dub. Next game for the Bulls is gonna be, I believe, Wednesday, right? If I'm not mistaken. Today's Tuesday. We got that tomorrow. Wednesday, well, we face the Toronto Raptors, another game where, listen, that's a team that absolutely can get after you. That's a team that can get into you. Don't sleep on them. Don't sleep on what they're doing. They got Scotty Barnes out there. They got a lot of talent out there. OG. They just haven't been able to put that talent together, and so it's going to be interesting to see what they do. As always, man, I appreciate you guys for tuning in and rocking with us. Hit that like button, subscribe to the page. We do this every single Bulls game. So Wednesday, we'll be doing this as well. And we're trying to grow this thing out, man. So if you guys know, some people in Bulls Nation and want to rock with something like this, man, tweet the show. Tag them in the videos, share the videos, all that good stuff, man, because we're trying to grow this thing as much as possible this in 2022, man, so that we can get on some of them bigger networks and take the Breeze family to bigger and better places. You know what I'm saying? But I appreciate y'all for showing so much love to us. As always, it's your boy Pat the Designer back at it again to continue watching our Bulls content. Check out some of the content in the link below, and you can even check out your boy calling before the season started that I would assume it was the steal of the draft. I'm just saying. I appreciate y'all, man. Marv said, hold on. What did he say, Pat? I just want to say one thing about P Kid's comment about the games that Brooklyn's going to win. I don't see it like that. Hey, Marv, we love you on the show, man. We're glad that you pulled up on the Breeze Nation, man. Hey, if you guys want to join the Breeze Super Fans, man, you can click the join button at the bottom or click the link in the description below as well. As always, it's your boy Pat the Designer back at it again. Y'all stay safe out there, Chicago. Bulls get a dub. See Red Nation stand up. Peace.